First at 4, Ukraine's president brings an emotional plea to Congress, invoking one of America's worst moments in history as he asks for help. We have President Biden's response. Here at home, what went wrong with a gas line in Livingston County? This blast caused some traffic trouble before noon. We have an update for you this afternoon, and Paul has stepped outside for our first forecast. Hey, Paul.
I'm telling you, Karen, what a day. And guess what? It's going to be even warmer tomorrow. I will have your complete forecast coming up first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Ukraine's president brings an emotional message directly to the United States Congress. But will he get enough help to stop Russia's devastating invasion? President Volodymyr Zelensky appeared before members of Congress via a live video stream. He reminded Americans of our darkest hours, like Pearl Harbor. Late today, President Biden called Vladimir Putin a war criminal, and he offered this response to Zelensky's address.
The American people will be steadfast in our support of the people of Ukraine in the face of Putin's immoral, unethical attacks on civilian populations. We are united in our abhorrence of Putin's depraved onslaught, and we're going to continue to have their backs as they fight for their freedom, their democracy, their very survival.
Now, while the president pledged money and arms, he is not offering one of the things Zelensky says his country needs most. Kimberly Gill is in the newsroom with more reaction to Zelensky's plea. Kim.
Hi, Karen. Good afternoon. The Ukrainian president would love to see the U.S. and its NATO allies create a no-fly zone over his country to stop Russian attacks from the air, but NATO has been reluctant to directly engage with Russian forces. Instead, President Biden has outlined the billions of dollars in support he's already sending to Ukraine. The president said today the U.S. is sending more anti-aircraft, anti-armor weapons, and drones to help fight against Russia. Biden has sent $2 billion in aid to Ukraine since taking office, half of that in the last week alone. But Biden is also reluctant to help move Soviet-era military jets from Poland into Ukraine. Some Senate Republicans acknowledge the fine line the president is walking, but they are still pushing for America to do more.
That means working with NATO allies with urgency to get Ukrainian pilots more aircraft and munitions, and facilitating the transfer of weapons Ukraine's forces are most familiar with, like air defense systems from countries with stockpiles of Soviet legacy systems.
I think it's pretty clear that it's not a good idea for NATO to be in a combat in the skies with the Russians and shooting at each other. That has the potential really of becoming a World War III type scenario.
While much of the focus was on Washington today, Russia continues its attacks on Ukraine's capital. The video shows another Russian airstrike hitting more residential buildings in Kyiv. 3 weeks into the invasion, Russia's troops have been stopped at the gates of the capital. They are taking heavy losses and have failed to take any of Ukraine's biggest cities, at least so far. They haven't. If there's one small glimmer of hope, it comes from peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. President Zelensky has said Russia now sounds more realistic in its demands. Those are his words, but he says it will take more time to get a deal that's in Ukraine's best interests. More from Washington and Ukraine when you join us for Local 4 News at 5. Until then, we'll send it back to you, Karen.
All right, we appreciate it. Thank you,
Sure.
Kim. Tonight at 6:30, NBC's Lester Holt has an exclusive interview with Ukraine's president. They spoke shortly after Zelensky addressed Congress, and you can watch nightly news right here on Local 4. We have breaking news from the Federal Reserve for you, which just raised a key interest rate for the first time since December of 2018. The Fed is raising that rate by a quarter point from near zero. It's part of the central bank's strategy to fight that record-breaking inflation. The higher interest rate will trickle down to the rates you pay on credit cards and auto loans and mortgages. So if you can pay off your credit cards, this would be a pretty good time to do it. Fed is expected to raise rates about a half a dozen times during the rest of the year. Meantime, investors were already planning on the rate increase. The markets were trending higher most of the day. Take a look at the Dow. Wow, it's up 518 points. Tonight at 5, we're going to explain how this rate hike may actually lower the prices for everyday items in the long run. That's at 5. We are still tracking a mysterious gas line explosion over in Livingston County at closed US 23 and old US 23 just north of Center Road. But the good news is they are back open. Now, this video came from a nearby golf course. You can see that plume of smoke on your screen. It happened in Tyrone Township. We're told the ground actually shook and have reports it was felt miles away. Consumers Energy is investigating and suspects this is a transmission line break. The utility says that line is isolated. No injuries or evacuations right now. The intersection of Old US 23 and Center remains closed. We do have a live update for you when you join us in about an hour at 5 o'clock. The deaths of 2 people in Detroit are under investigation after what looks like a carbon monoxide poisoning. Investigators say a loved one got a bad feeling after not hearing from one victim for more than 24 hours. That person went to the home on Algonquin early this morning and found a man and a woman inside, both dead. There was a generator in the kitchen. It was not running at the time. Detroit Fire is urging anyone using a generator to make sure it is outside to avoid any carbon monoxide fumes. Well, in our first forecast, we are feeling that midweek warm-up Paul has been talking about for a few days. Now, he stepped outside our downtown studios to enjoy a few minutes of that spring feeling. It sure does feel good outside, Paul.
It feels really nice out here, Karen. And one thing we talked about yesterday is that with the exception of those of you north of the big lakes, we're going to have a nice balmy day today. Now take a look at current temperatures and you can see inland away from the lakes, a lot of areas have made it into the 60s. In fact, well into the 60s down to the south. But you look at places like Grosse Ile and Mount Clemens, much cooler. Now let's take a look at cloud cover. You notice that we cleared out for a while. Now we have these cumulus clouds that are spreading through the area. Those are going to go away this evening. So your evening forecast calls for clearing skies. Temperatures falling as you would expect, and I think we'll be in the mid 40s by midnight. Even warmer temperatures coming our way for tomorrow. We'll detail that for you coming up in just a few minutes, Karen.
All right. Thank you, Paul. Well, it has been a long 2 years of COVID updates. Well, this afternoon, Michigan's numbers are still at some of their lower levels in several months. The state health department recorded another 1,500 new cases in the past 2 days. It's a daily average of about 770, which is right in between the numbers we reported last Friday and Monday. 7-day positivity rate has dropped just a bit. It's below 3.5%, and that is the lowest level since July of 2021. Going in the right direction. We've also seen an additional 124 virus-related deaths. Okay, so now we check on some medical heroes you probably never see when you go to Henry Ford Hospital, but their work certainly changed the course of the COVID pandemic. Take a look. This is the actual lab where workers validated the first positive PCR test for COVID-19 2 years ago today. Well, the workers in this lab are rarely seen or heard from, but our Paula Tutman has their important story of survival.
In the early days of the pandemic, we saw sheer heroism of first responders, doctors, nurses, grocery store workers, delivery people. Those on the front lines doing everything they could for all of us to survive the pandemic when we weren't even sure what we were dealing with. But there are unseen heroes who in those early days were in front of the frontline workers. We couldn't see them, but their work saved countless lives. Today is the second anniversary of the first positive PCR test at the microbiology lab of Henry Ford Hospital in Detroit. And remembering those early days is difficult.
It was tough.
The first hospital lab in Michigan to develop the testing protocols that would be repeatable and reliable for a brand new virus. It meant lab technicians worked around the clock, racing the clock, looking for answers.
We had a lot of specimens coming into the lab and it was difficult to prioritize testing.
We can only do about 30 tests at a time. And this takes about 6 hours to get these results.
Marouge Altawil, a medical technologist, explains how in those early days, members of the entire lab team were exhausted, frightened, concerned.
Doing so many of these tests, I stopped looking at the numbers.
And then it happened. Early in the testing protocols, a slate of tests that came back positive. The results Marouge was inspecting were the members of her entire family.
I was the only one who did that. And I think the main reason was me being in the hospital all the time. That's why I was not exposed.
They were the first to see the hell that was coming. They persevered. And today, on this second anniversary, they have caught their breath. They say they are ready for whatever comes next, and they're not even asking for a thank you, because they never do.
We were always the invisible part. And I think when we get into this field, we have this idea we're not going to be the people who the patient will see. And I think majority of us are good with that.
Yeah, they are good with that. They're not asking for thank yous, but I think we all owe them such a debt of thanks. The work by that Detroit lab team is now radiating all the way up to, say, Henry Ford Macomb Health Center in northern Macomb and all points in between. Their work, Karen, their work 2 years ago is still saving lives today. Back to you.
Making such a difference. We appreciate the story and the spotlight on the unsung heroes, even though they don't want the spotlight. It's always good to be reminded of how hard they work.
Shine it on them.
Yeah. Thank you,
Yeah,
Paula.
absolutely.
We appreciate it. That sun looked good behind Paula, too, didn't it? It's nice out there. All right, still ahead. Some of the most popular names for puppies. See if your dog's name makes the list. I have to admit, Bailey, my pup, made the list, but he's not number one, so I want to share with you and see which name took the top spot. Also, up first, high-powered show support for a big road project in Detroit. We've got a progress report, and Mayor Duggan's hopes for the future. And heartbreak on a college campus. We're going to talk about the horrible accident that killed several athletes and a coach. What we have learned so far. More news now.